Hey, what's up, Salt Lake City dog owners? You looking to do stuff like stop dog chewing, get the dog to stop barking, jumping problems, digging problems, stuff like that, chewing on your furniture, stuff like that? I'm going to share with you how to do it, but first, we put together a free 10-part video series, video training course just for you Salt Lake City dog owners. We've done it for two reasons. Number one, if you're looking to hire a Salt Lake City dog trainer, we want to show you exactly what we do and exactly what you can expect and show a lot of transparency. Now, if you're not looking to hire a trainer in Salt Lake City, that's fine too. We want to give you some goodwill and teach you exactly what we do at our award-winning company here to help you with that. So down below in the description section, there's a link. You can get this free series, this free 10-part series. Make sure to do that because it's going to change your life and your dog's life. But on today's video, this is a good one. If you're dealing with barking, lunging, jumping on guests, chewing on your furniture, what I call manners issues, this video is going to be a must. I'm going to share with you the one formula that we use that helps dogs overcome this every single time and usually pretty quick. So make sure you keep watching. All right, guys, in a second, I'm going to show you a technique on how you can stop any behavior in the house, like any bad behavior. Jumping, getting in the trash, chewing, digging, stuff like that. I'm going to show you how you can stop it really, really quick. But before that, I want to kind of explain to you how to need to do that less. And what I mean by that is oftentimes lots of dogs are getting into trouble every day because they're jumping all over the place, they're chewing stuff up, they're getting into the trash, they're doing all these things that you want them to stop, and the human says, I just want them to stop. But the dog, he's doing it because he's got all sorts of energy and he's got all sorts of mental curiosity and all these things going on. And so in his mind, he's doing this to fulfill needs and to fulfill desires, right? And so one of the best things that we can do in order to help the dog not even need to tell him no, or not even need to correct him for things, is just, help him understand how to do things around the house, like teach him a good downstay, teach him to lie in his bed, teach him a place command, teach him stuff like that, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna create this baseline that's going to avoid problems. Now, that's not going to do everything, and so, like I say, what I'm going to teach you actually right now here in a second is what we call our no formula. And the no formula is the formula to get the dog to stop doing anything right away. So, give me a second, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. Hey, Salt Lake City dog owners, just wanted a quick breakaway because I found that this is one of the big ones that us here in Salt Lake, well, again, not here in Salt Lake, I'm on vacation right now, but those of us who live in Salt Lake, this one's one of the most important. Like Salt Lake, more than any place I've ever lived, and the Utah area is very community oriented, right? And so I don't know about you guys, but my kids have friends coming over all the time. We actually know our neighbors, stuff like that. And so dogs having bad manners is a big deal. When they're jumping on your guests, when they're pushing over your kids' friends. And now I'm just talking about relationship stuff, but even other stuff, where your dog's chewing up your stuff, barking like a madman, it's difficult to deal with. So you want to make sure that you're paying close attention to this training and doing it well. All right, so I'm going to teach you what I call the no formula. And so we want our dogs to understand the word no, and most dogs don't understand it, even though they've heard it a lot. They've heard it a lot, but they've heard it with nothing. Someone just saying no, 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 and maybe at first the dog's like, oh, I better stop doing that thing. But as the dog keeps hearing it and nothing goes with it, the dog starts to realize, I don't gotta worry about that no command. And so we want to understand the word no. So there's a very simple formula that we do. We need a well-timed correction. So well-timed means in the act of doing something wrong or no more than 2 seconds later. So chewing your shoe, jumping on your desk, peeing in the house. We're talking house training, manners, destruction, any of that. It's got to be in the act or within 1 or 2 seconds. Beyond that, the dog just doesn't have the ability to associate the correction with what he did wrong. So well-timed correction, that's meaningful. Now, meaningful is important because oftentimes people say, no, I do correct my dog with good timing. Every time he jumps, I turn my back. Or every time he jumps, I scream at him. Or every time he gets on the couch, I yell at him. Well, it's not meaningful. I can promise you that because if the dog keeps doing it, it's not meaningful. So today we're going to use the leash and training collar. In another video in this series, I explained to you exactly, you know, what to do, you know, how to do the leash and training collar stuff here. But it's got to be meaningful. And the third thing is we want it to be followed by praise. And this is important because when you've got a dog and he's doing things wrong, you don't want to dwell on the negative, you want to turn a negative into a positive. So if you catch him jumping or chewing or digging, you want to correct and then immediately redirect him to something good, like, okay, good boy, maybe give him a different toy to play with, maybe give him a different command to do or something like that. So we're kind of setting up our buddy Fitch here. This is Fitch. We're kind of setting him up. We've got some lunch meat hanging out of a trash can. Now this is what I call canine entrapment. And it sounds mean, but it's really valuable because we want to teach him not to get in the trash. And I could sit around all day waiting, or I could present the scenario where, you know, he wants to get in the trash. And so what I'm going to do, okay, you can go. So if he goes, I'll let him know I got some meat. And then as he goes towards it, no, good boy, good boy. So as he goes towards the trash can, I want the dog to leave the trash can alone. I don't want the dog sniffing the trash can, putting his nose in the trash can, because if he does that, it's leading down the wrong path. Now, I'm using a trash can now. This could be a trash can in your house, or this could be jumping on your guest, or this could be chewing up your shoes, or this could be any of these things. It's got to be well-timed, meaningful, and followed by praise. So I'm going to go by here. No, good boy, good boy. So as he goes towards that trash can, no, good boy. Just these quick little corrections. I want to just leave the trash can alone. Good boy, that's a good buddy. And as a reward, I'm actually going to give him some of the food. Good boy. Because I want him to realize it's not the turkey that's the problem. It's where you're getting it. Because this could be turkey today. It could be your baby's diapers tomorrow. Lots of dogs love getting those diapers. I'm just going to kind of, no, good boy. So I just want him to leave that trash can alone. So what this means is right now, you need to have the leash on him. And that's what I recommend people do for a little while until they've got their dog fully trained. Now in another video I showed you about the e-collar. If you're using the e-collar, you might not necessarily have the leash on, but you would still be correcting. But the point is, this no formula is very simple. Well-timed correction, meaningful, followed by praise. And we can do this for any sort of the bad behaviors. Now, like I mentioned in the first part, do your best to make sure the dog is fulfilled, supervised, etc. And then if you can do that, your need to do a whole lot of this correction goes down because the dog doesn't have the same need to be getting in trash cans and onto counters and jumping on people. But get your dog fulfilled, and any remaining behavior problems like this around the house, use this no formula, well-timed, meaningful, followed by praise, and you'll have tons of success. All right, Salt Lake City dog owners, this manners stuff is some of the easiest stuff. Like literally, if we're dealing with aggression, that might take a while to get under control, but if you're dealing with this jumping and nipping and chewing, like this is some of the easiest stuff if you just follow this formula. So make sure you're following it and get it under control with your dog. Also, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't have all of the rest of our training videos, go down below in the description. In the description there's a link, click on it, you'll get full access to our 10-day training course on just about how to train just about anything. So go down to the description, click that link, and we'll see you in all the other training.